Welcome back, Goddess of Genesis fam. I had a request on a previous YouTube video. Someone asked me to go over the updates that we get every week, so I'm going to give this a shot, see if people like it. I'm going to talk about what's new in the recent update that we got last night for Goddess of Genesis. So the first thing is, we have the new hero Garuda, who is a fire ranger. And personally, I'm not going to pull for Garuda. Not because he's not a good character, but because the fire team is the weakest of all my teams. So even though I could use him to make my fire team better, he's kind of a lesser priority compared to the future upcoming hero Demeter, who we're getting in 2 weeks, who is a better fit for the team that I'm currently using. But in terms of Garuda, I think he can be useful. If you look, I don't think he really gets good until about 5 stars at the minimum. This is a lot of text. Basically, when an enemy is inflicted or is debuffed by Ignite, when they attack him, they will deal less damage. And when he attacks an enemy that has Ignite, then he will ignore some of their evasion, RSL, and block. So he will be more accurate and more likely to crit against an enemy that is inflicted with Ignite. Now, this bottom part here of the talent is where it gets interesting. If an enemy has 5 stacks of Ignite, and then they get afflicted with Ignite again, then they'll start taking extra damage. And if you do this with Garuda's Hero Assist, they'll take additional damage on top of that. At 6 stars, his support will do 350% damage to a single enemy, and then it'll do AoE damage to the entire team, and it'll inflict 1 stack of Ignite on everybody. So that's pretty good, but it requires him to be at 6 stars. At Limit Break, he gets all the good stuff, and then when Garuda's in battle, if an enemy has 5 stacks of Ignite for the first time, the stacks will be detonated, and then 5 more additional stacks will get put back on the enemy. So it's similar to Loki's ultimate, where she blows up all the stacks of poison and they take massive damage. Except Garuda, after he blows it up, the stacks of Ignite are put back on the enemy. So that's really powerful. Although, of course, you do need Garuda to be at Limit Break to get this ability. So it's going to take a lot of investment, but if you have a fire team that you're building with Mulan, I think Garuda at high star level would be a good addition there. Now, it's also worth pointing out that Garuda is a new hero who has hero assists, and I don't think we've seen any new hero assists since Hero Assist came out 5 weeks ago. So it's kind of exciting that we have a new character who has new hero assists built into him already. I think Garuda at 6 stars with level 3 hero assist is pretty good, because it has that thing where when people have the full stacks of Ignite, it explodes and deals additional damage. But that's at level 3 hero assist at 6 stars. Now, in addition to the Garuda banner, we also have the Longji and Daphne banner. Longji, I think, is a good, solid hero. She's definitely meta in United Battle, the mode that we get on Wednesday. If you play that mode at all, I'm sure you've seen Longji in there doing a lot of damage with her ultimate. So she's definitely worth having, and I think if you build her up, I'm planning to build my Longji to at least 6 stars. I think she'll be useful in the meta for a very long time. Daphne is somewhat of a niche character as a water ranger. Her second skill is kind of interesting. She will, every time an enemy takes a turn, she will attack first, and she does a small amount of damage, but she will snipe every enemy on their turn when they're attacking. And if you give her a weapon like Edge of Doom, she'll put healing prevention on the entire enemy team. Every time they take action, they take a small amount of damage, and then they'll get debuffed by healing prevention. So that's useful, as well as her ultimate her unique ability is she removes shields from enemies. So, you know, if you have like a Joan on the other side who gives people that shield when they die, Daphne can remove that. As well as in Joint Strike, there's a couple enemy bosses who put up a shield at a certain point in the fight. Daphne is great for removing that shield, so you can eliminate the boss much faster without waiting for the shield to go down. Now we also have this equipment banner where all of these items are pretty good if you don't have them. I'm not going to pull on this equipment banner because one, I already have all of this equipment, and two, I don't generally pull on equipment banners unless it's a must-have item like Tears of the Nile, but all of these items are very good if you do not already have them. So like Edge of Doom is what I was talking about earlier with Daphne. It is a weapon that puts a healing block on the enemy for 2 turns, so it prevents them from healing. So that's very useful. One of the best weapons you can have in the game, and it's pretty good on a tank as well as someone like Daphne. Messiah's Robe, I initially was very excited about this because it allows the wearer to revive 1 time in battle. The problem with this equipment is it does not stack with Joan's ability to revive. So if you have Joan in your party, she will Joan at 4 stars? She will revive one of your teammates when they die. However, if you have Messiah's Robe, the revive from Messiah's Robe does not stack with Joan. So for example, if you say you had this robe on Freya, and then you had Joan in the party, and then someone else died, like for example, Artemis dies, then Joan will revive Artemis, and then if Freya dies, she will not revive from Messiah's Robe because her revive was used up by the Joan revive, if that makes any sense. So you only get 1 revive per battle, assuming your Joan is 4 stars, and it does not play well with Messiah's Robe. But if you don't have Joan in your party, then Messiah's Robe can be useful. Serpent's Helm is a best in slot helm for archers and assassins because the bonus it provides is percentage based off of strength, which you upgrade through magic array. So the higher your magic array, the more this helm will amplify the abilities there. So that's what makes it best in slot over something like Winged Helm, which is another alternate that a lot of people look at. Frost Giant Heart is okay. It heals in the trinket slot, which is useful, but generally I think there are better trinkets or accessories in that slot. But you should at least probably have at least 1 in case you need it. Now, the other major thing that's happening in this event is we have this Gaia event where you can gain, it's a point grinding event where the more points you grind, you get all of these rewards, but the biggest reward is going to be shards for Gaia. I haven't counted, but I believe you should, well, let's see, it's 20, 40, yeah, so you can get 60 shards of Gaia from this event. So if you do not have Gaia, if you grind all the points, you will have enough shards to summon a free copy of Gaia. So you should definitely be doing this. You want to be doing it in teams because it'll cost less stamina. And if you look at the recommended heroes, you want to be running these events in co-op and using the recommended heroes because they will give you more points when you're grinding. Also, don't forget the challenge stage here. The challenge stages will unlock over time, and the rewards are pretty good. Like I see trinkets and SSR items in there. So you definitely want to be doing the challenge stages. Don't forget about those. But the important thing is get your free copy of Gaia if you do not already. If you did not already have her, or if you're like me and you have her, but you could use the stars to get her to limit break or 6 stars as well. The last thing I'll mention is in the shop, we have these limited packs the random crystal bundle, if you're a small whale, for $10, you can get a random crystal enchant, which is useful. And for $20, you can get an SSR gear with an enchant, as well as 2 copies of Dream Dust, so you can swap around enchants from different pieces of gear. I think those are both something, if you're a small whale, SMOL, you can consider getting those, because those are kind of decent value for the money that you would be spending. So that's my recap of this update. Let me know in the comments if you think this was useful and if I should continue doing them for every update we get.